Welcome to Hoppy Talk.
Yes, welcome to Hoppy Talk. I'm Rick Razzo.
I'm Matthew Coles.
So we're gonna crack this one open first. It's Hofbrau original. So let's see just the details. Hofbrau München, which is Munich. Hofbrau original, established in 1589. So again, we're going to those old school breweries. Yeah, 11.2 fluid ounces. Munich specialty, brewed according to the German purity law, which we can talk about a little bit in this podcast.
1589. I think Guinness might be 1700s, and then the Tripel was 1600s.
Yeah, so
Now we're going back to 1500s.
1589. And then in the bottle it says 5.1 by volume alcohol. The Hofbrau and Platz is a symbol of Munich's hospitality, conventionality, and sociableness. Guests from all over the world enjoy the famous specialties of Hofbrau München there. Hofbrau Original embodies the special atmosphere of the brewing metropolis Munich and carries this throughout the world. Its full-bodied, refreshing, and fine hops aroma have made it world famous. A Munich specialty with character. And these guys are like really refined even in their language. That was kind of hard to read.
Munich specialty, brewed according to the German purity law. So what is that again?
So the purity law, it's I think it was 1516. And so what was happening, from what I was hearing earlier today, is that a lot of the breweries were using wheat. So the government was running out of wheat to make bread. Whoa. So then they established laws where they say, okay, beer sticks to barley. So at the time it was barley, hops, and water because nobody knew about yeast yet. And later on, yeast was added when they found out, well, that's what's making beer.
So when it was barley, hops, and water, was it alcoholic? It had alcohol?
Because it was just yeast from the atmosphere.
Okay, right. We talked about that last time.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of these like old school brewery, well, not old school, like ancient breweries have done it, right? Like that's old.
That is old.
Yeah. All right, let's crack it open. Got that one.
What this is just a Hofbrau?
So this one, I believe it's a bottom fermenting, so it would be a lager, but it's their original pale lager. Pale lager. All right. We'll see. I'm not a huge fan of lagers, but that Colorado one was good. The Lagerado that we had. Yeah, that one was pretty good.
I imagine this is going to be really good.
I think so too. And these are like commercialized.
Hopes up too high.
These are commercial beers from. Here, sorry, I'm hitting it on here for the bubbles. But these are commercial breweries in Germany, but to us they're like, wow, you know, this brewery that's been around forever.
These bubbles look like they look like the
non-alcoholic.
The non-alcoholic. You see it, right? The non-alcoholic.
I think we'll pour another beer right now, but I'll tell you why I think that's happened. But because mine looks a little bit different. And see the bubbles sticking to the glass?
Yeah.
It means the glass is dirty. Yeah.
Now I know that for when I go to...
When you go to bars and stuff. Yeah, so a lot of the times, you know how they freeze the glass?
Yeah.
And then they take it out and pour out the beer? Well, like the water can be dirty in it and it's sticking all over the
glass.
glass.
So do you think my bubbles look like this because this glass...
I think so because mine look different.
You think it's because the glass is dirty?
Yeah, because look at...
Yeah, you're right.
But let's try it. I mean, still, I've drank beers like that, dude. I've drank worse things.
I don't even want to tell you what I have.
Oh, man, dude.
Now, the worst thing, I think, after a party.
Do we have to cut this out of the podcast?
Have I told you this before?
No, what is it?
I went over to my friend Adrian's house. This is in high school. I told you I drank the most in high school. Yeah. I went over to my friend Adrian's house after a party, and me and my friend Matt, we went around and poured all the beers into other beers, and then we drank them.
Oh,
all the beers that were just left over.
You guys King Cup yourselves. You played King's Cup?
No,
where a bunch of people have like different alcoholic drinks, and there's this cup in the middle, and it's with cards. I forgot like the.
And you like pour a little bit in there.
Yeah, so like if anybody, at the end somebody loses and has to drink out of that cup, and it's where everybody pours a little bit. So everybody's like drinking and pouring. So somebody has wine, somebody has tequila, somebody has beer. Nasty game. But yeah.
That is nasty. But those are the kind of drinks that young people drink.
But yeah, look, like right there, you can see something stuck on the glass and a bubble sticks to it.
So the beer's cleaning it. Thanks, beer.
Yeah. Cheers to beer. Antiseptic. There's like a nut flavor, malty. I'm assuming it's Munich, so it's probably made with Munich malt. So it's aromatic, biscuit. I love these beers.
This is good. It has the lager flavor that I'm not a huge fan of, but it's still really good.
Yeah, so it's like, and I do like lagers, but like a lager that's well made. Like I think a lot of domestic lagers have a lot of adjuncts, like they put rice and stuff like that. But like if you have one of just like malt and hops and water like that, it's, I mean.
Is Rolling Rock a lager?
Yeah, most of those are lagers. I'm sure that one is a lager. I don't know what kind of lager.
I don't know either. I'm not sure it is.
You can probably look it up.
Rolling Rock. It is. Rolling Rock's one of my favorite beers. So I'm over here saying I don't really like lagers, but maybe it is.
Classic American lager.
Yeah, most of them like the natural lights and all those. But like you see it is like a little bit
Yeah. Now that
yellow golden, I guess.
Now that the glass is cleaned by the beer, my bubbles are smaller.
But yeah,
That's
so.
interesting.
And then also a good lager has that head retention. The domestic ones, it just boom dies. Do you remember we had the Dos Equis?
Yeah.
And it just falls right away. One that's made with malt without like rice or corn or anything like that, the bubbles stay better. And I don't know why exactly, but it's good.
It's good.
But you know what, looking back, I like that Belgian beer better than this one.
I think I like this one more.
You do?
Which is weird for me to say, but yeah.
I really do like German beer. This is one of my, but this is the original, because these companies also make like different ones. Like I think they have a Bock, right? The Bock I've had very few times, but my favorite one from these guys is the Fest beer, the Oktoberfest that they do in September. Excellent job. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the other one we got also a lager?
No, it's a Hef. It's a Hef. And if you're surprised on the age of this one, that one is old.
Yeah.
That one's old, and I was reading a little bit about that, and we can do some fact checking because I didn't capture all the information, but like the gist of it, and it's an interesting company. The next one that we'll have, but yeah, these Hofbraus, like these are the guys, the Polliner, the Hofbrau, and all that. You know how they have the famous tents and the girls with the liter pitcher and the liter hosen and all that stuff. It's these companies, like they're the ones that culture comes from, right? Bavarian style, Munich. But yeah, a lot of these breweries, I don't know about this one too much. I don't know if this one is owned by the government, but some of these breweries are like owned by the government, or they're ran by colleges or government associations and stuff like that. So really interesting stuff.
That is interesting. So the government owns certain breweries?
Yeah, in Germany. That's how you know it's like even, it's not that, oh, Germans drink beer. It's that it's like in their culture.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like even Americans, like we don't have like a government-owned brewery.
No, yeah. So I have a coworker who's German, and he said that in Germany, there's beer just around all the time. So like you're at work and you just go and get a beer.
Yeah.
It's not like outrageous. I could get fired if I do that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I wish I could.
Yeah, it's
Imagine
crazy.
being a teacher.
I think eventually some of those, I think Americans have, I don't know the stats of it or anything, but I think we have, from traveling, we have a worse problem with alcohol here. And could it be because of the age restriction? Could it be because culturally we're just not as refined in alcohol, right? Or people drank alcohol here because that's all there was, right? The water was bad and they would drink alcohol. I don't know. But like in other cultures, like you look at Italians, the Spanish, the Germans, they're 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds are drinking beer, and they drink beer during work, but they're not, they're working.
They have healthier beer, first of all.
Yeah.
But second of all, our laws are really weird. Like, I think in Germany, if you're caught drunk driving once, you get your license revoked for life.
Wow.
And that's like, it works. These people are like, I'm not going to drink and drive. It's not worth it. I'll never be able to drive again. Whereas here, like you're caught drunk driving, and then they give you a slap on the wrist. Maybe you do a day in prison. Maybe you pay a fine, and then you kill someone and you go to jail and you get let out again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
true.
You should revoke it for life, I think.
Land of the free? Nah, I'm just kidding. No. Take that off. That's gonna be slow. No, but yeah, it's like which weird. The land of the free has the highest incarceration rate in the world.
We also have the most laws.
Yep. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. But oh yeah, like back to the beer thing, it's like you see in these other cultures how it's like a healthy relationship with alcohol, but even intrinsic in their culture where it's like part of being German. You know, it's part of being Belgian. It's part of being, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like wine is part of being Spanish. It's part of being Italian, you know. But like in ours, it's like I don't know why the relationship with alcohol is different.
I mean, the fact that I remember seeing this show on how like Doritos were made and like how they're made nowadays, not how they originated, just like what they do. And they spend so much money on scientists to get the flavor just right so that when you eat the chip, it's full of flavor and then it dies real quick and then you're left with like just this like soggy corn chip with no flavor. So you want to put another one in your mouth. And they planned it out, they tested it, they spent all this money on it. And since that's how we are in America, doing weird stuff like that, like all this weird additives instead of just making good food, I imagine they might be doing that kind of stuff with beer too. I
think some of that stuff could happen in America. I think craft beer isn't as common.
No, I think
you know, it's like we're almost like we take more pride in the artisanal aspect of it. But like in Germany, it's like they have to meet a certain standard. Like already just with the purity law, that already shows you like in their culture, there's a standard to this.
Yeah.
You can't just do whatever you want. You can't just add pecans to a beer. What the hell's wrong with you? You know?
Can you not do that?
Yeah, you can't. It has to be.
There's no pecan beers in Germany?
I don't know if somebody makes one for themselves, but to sell from the purity laws, or at least the areas that have to listen to the purity laws, if you're going to sell it, it has to be barley, water, hops and yeast. Yeah, because malt, you can have malted wheat, you can have malted barley, you can have malted rye, you can have malted oats. So it's like, but yeah.
The Belgian beer had triple the malt, right? Or triple the barley?
That's what Joseph was saying. So like a tripel in the same volume of water, and you add 3 times the barley. The barley, so it's giving you higher alcohol, right? So, hey, what's going on, puppy?
So in 1906 it was amended to include yeast.
Yeah, so it was changed later to include yeast because that's when they found out about yeast. But just with that law, it shows you like kind of their structure and how they think, right?
So what beers have malt in them then?
This is probably malted barley.
Okay.
Malt is the process.
Oh, okay.
Malt is the process. So what they do, from a documentary that I saw years ago, but they put like, for example, wheat, and they put it they harvest the wheat, they put the kernels, right, which is the seed, and then they let that thing sprout a little bit, and then they heat it up so they kill it. So that's malted. It's a malted grain.
What? So it comes to life?
And then they kill it. Yeah, so like they do that also with whiskey and all that stuff. And like barley, they're doing that too, where they kill it. You kill the grain, basically, because then you would have freaking, imagine you get the bag of grain, you had freaking a vine growing or something, you know?
But that sounds healthy because like you're supposed to eat sprouts. Like, so like if you eat a seed, you get certain nutrients. But if it sprouts and then you eat it, you get different macronutrients and stuff.
Well, but I guess at one point you have to kill it, right? And then at certain levels they start roasting it too, or they add chocolate into it, or they add there's one called honey malt. I don't know if they add honey or just gives you the taste of honey. And it's like from all the different types of, so it's grains that are malted. They go through this process of malting, right? Or am I wrong?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that's why I was telling you there is a wheat shortage, right? Because all the breweries are using the wheat. So then the German government, I think at the time was a crown, and said, you know what, you guys can only use barley. You got to stop using the wheat because we need it for bread.
That's wild.
It's kind of important, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I really do like this beer. I did like the other one. When September comes around, we'll do the fest one. That's one of my top 5 beers for sure.
Hey, this one's really good. Let's see. So, yeah, yellow looks a lot like a lager. right?
Yeah,
It's like
just
typical,
light, like pretty clear,
typical
right?
lager.
I could see right
Miller
through
High
you.
Life style.
Yeah, it looks like that except for the head.
Yeah,
That's how you know you got a good lager because look at the head's still on there.
You're on yours.
Yeah, like if you have a Dos Equis or so, that would have been gone already.
Yeah, even this, I think this would even this amount
Yeah,
would
it
have
still
been
has it. And then not only, I guess the smell is a little bit dank. That's the best way I could explain it. There's like a dank, yeah, not like weed, bro, like hops.
I was thinking like a meme. I'm just kidding. My students would always say dank memes.
But yeah, and then you can smell like some of the aromas of the malt, which is like a hint of honey, biscuit. Like that's kind of what I smell with a bitterness, like a dankness. So it's like a switter. Oh, dude, I can't speak today. A bitter and sweet.
Oh,
right?
switter! You made up your own word.
Oh my gosh!
It's wheat.
Right. And then when you taste it, there's a bitterness. It's kind of, and then it drops off, but then the malt just stays there, and you taste some of the alcohol. At least that's what I'm experiencing in my mouth. I don't know.
There's a little bit of nuttiness in there.
The nut, yeah. Like the way I talk about hops is like when people think grapefruit, maltiness is like a nuttiness. You know, malt. Like when people say, "Oh, that's malty," it's like a nut flavor.
Interesting. So they didn't put nut in there. It's just that's what does.
No, it's like
and the hops give it a grapefruit, even though there's no citrus.
Well,
in there.
grapefruit, it's like usually you see, yeah, like great. Like if you see a really hoppy thing or taste, it's like, oh, it's like it's bitter, and then when you tell them it tastes like grapefruit, and they're like, I like toroncas,
like grapefruit skin.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But it is kind of what it's like.
bitter.
It's like a bitter grapefruit skin, yeah.
But this one is not even close to that. I think you have biscuit, you have honey, you have malt, and a bitterness that fades away, and then you get, it's like high, and then it goes down, the bitterness, and it stays in your tongue. So it keeps you kind of dry, and then you still want to continue, consuming. It's really good.
Yeah, this is...
But this is one of my favorite beer brands. Again, the Fest beer is my favorite, but the original is good.
There's a lot like a Rolling Rock, but it has more depth to it, I think.
It's not like, for example, you give this to a Bud Light drinker, they might turn it away because it has much more complexity in it.
Yeah.
Right? But this is the way a lager should be. This is like the great grandpa of American lagers.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's like a lot of flavors going on. When you swallow it, it's like filling your palate more. I think that's exactly what it does. It fills the palate more than I think even more than a Rolling Rock.
And then not only that, but it's still very crushable. So like I believe that's why even these beers, like you see them in like Oktoberfest and all that stuff, it's like you can have steins of it and you just eat a little bit. Yeah, they're very sessionable. Or you can have plenty.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know at your age, but at my age I can. Just kidding.
Well, you're older than me.
I am older.
Not in age, but just in your
just
body.
In looks. I know your body aged.
I'm just kidding. So is Heineken a lager? What's Heineken?
Heineken's a lager too.
It's a skunky
yeah,
lager.
But
That's
that
a weird
one's I'm sure it's pale, but I think they're originally in Amsterdam.
Is this one also pale?
Yeah, it's a pale lager.
Because this is reminding me a little bit of Heineken, but instead of having a skunky flavor, it has like a nutty flavor.
Yeah, that's why I said like dank. Like it's there, but it's not like sometimes Heineken you open it, it's like
dank.
You're smoking weed.
I agree with you.
It's like,
it is dank.
Yeah. Like I think that's like a good skunk. Like skunky's like, oh, that's nasty.
I mean,
but
I like
a little,
Heineken too.
Yeah, Yeah, it's good.
I like it. If you like Heineken but you don't like the skunk, this is the beer for you.
But yeah, these are really good beers.
Yeah.
For sure. You want to do the next one?
Yeah, let me finish this one.
All right.
It's funny, I was beating you right now. Then I started taking my time.
Because I said sessionable. I'm like,
You just killed it.
Down for the next one. But yeah, Heineken is in Amsterdam, right? Yeah, Amsterdam. I think that one was founded like in the 1880s, 1870s probably. Yeah.
February 15th, 1864.
Wow. Ready for the next one?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You're all calling me out of my dirty cups.
No, dude, I wasn't trying to do that.
I'm just playing around. You're like, You're like, yeah, you see that? It's because your house is dirty.
No. You don't want to go to my house. I got so many freaking toddlers. It's full of hot rods, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels, and then
I'm already buzzing.
snacks that are hidden. Yeah, it's
But
a
I
good
haven't
beer.
had dinner. You're over here cheating, coming to my house. Already with dinner already. I just got home from work. But I do like drinking before I eat.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it.
Ready for this one?
So now we have the famous Gwen Stefani.
So yeah, this is the one that I've talked about. The claim is the oldest brewery, 1040 AD. It's right there. Did you see it?
What?
1040. Yeah, 1040. That's how I tell you.
1,000 years after Jesus' death.
But there's more to that. It's actually probably over 300 years before that the monks were making beer in this. So there was a French missionary sent by the Pope, like in the 700s, and he got sent to Germany in Bavaria, and he was a Benedictine monk. And I had an experience, not with the Benedictines, but we did some stuff like in New York, where it was orar y laborar. So that's like their motto. It's like pray and work. So these guys, they would do everything. They
Orar y
made cheese.
la morada?
Ora y labora. Ora y labora.
Ora
Pray
y labora.
and labor. Pray and work.
Labora, labor.
Yeah.
Ora?
So these guys were known for
Like prayer of the hours? Ora? What?
yeah, just praying. I mean, you pray and you work. That's like that's what they do, the Benedictines. And this monk was part of the Benedictines, got sent to a little bit north of Munich, and he established like a dairy farm, and he would get all these guys and do all that to what's it called, evangelize the Germanic people at the time, to Catholics. So yeah, he established all that, and he started making beer. And they think they were making beer there even before 1040 AD, because there's some manuscripts talking about hops and them growing hops. What else do you use hops for? That's pretty
Dude,
cool, right?
I'm so excited to try this beer.
So yeah, Weihenstephaner, and then it says the world's oldest brewery. So that's the claim that they have. This is their Weissbier, Bavarian style. Again, brewed under the purity law of 1516, 5.4% alcohol. Brewed and bottled by the, and I wish I could speak German, Bayerisch Staatsbrauerei.
That sounded pretty good.
Weihenstephaner. Oh, and that's the other thing. Weihenstephaner is Saint Stephen. So it was like Saint Stephen's brew house. And this one has an interesting story of how it became owned by the government. So this one, it was the kingship, the crown of Germany at the time, or the Bavarian state. They took it under their wing after the German purity laws, or before the German purity laws. Yeah, they bought it, and this one is owned by the German government. Right?
Crazy.
Ready?
Yeah.
Crack it open. Go for it.
No, go.
Here, how about this?
Oh,
That's courtesy. All right,
I appreciate you.
let's do it.
All right, so this is this isn't a lager. What kind of beer is this one?
This is a
Hefeweizen?
Hefeweizen. I just kind of slam it to get rid of the bubbles.
Why do you want to get rid of the bubbles? So you can pour more?
Yeah, well, right here.
So these bubbles aren't super tiny, but they're small.
Yeah, I think they're tinier than the
They're
other
tinier
ones
than
for
the
sure.
other one, yeah. Oh, and it's hazy, which means I'm going to love it.
Yeah.
But Hefeweizen, what makes it a Hefeweizen?
So Hef is this type of yeast, and Weizen is the wheat. So
Okay.
Hef yeast gives you hints of like bubblegum, clove, banana, and it's just the yeast. It's not, because again, it's a purity law, but it's not the actual ingredients that they add into it.
That's kind of cool.
It is.
It's
And
cool that they have to work within these laws to make these delicious beers.
It is, and
Yeah.
it's like that. It shows that, you know what, structure is good. It
Yeah.
can be like, I do love creativity. I think creativity is very, very awesome. And here in America, we do some crazy things. I've heard of beers like being done with turkeys and like
Heard them being done
that
with
with
like
bacon.
I've heard them being done with like crotch.
Yes, it's pretty
I don't even know
crazy.
what crotch yeast.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
You know, and there's all this, and that's cool. But you know what? Tradition. I think one time you told me what your dad says. He says, classic is classic for a reason.
Oh yeah.
It's like, it's just tried and true. It's foundational, right? It's foundational to the craft.
Yeah.
And it's like, so to appreciate these types of beers. And look at that head retention.
That is good head right there.
And it's like, you got all these big bubbles, and then you got
this is pretty frothy.
Yeah, the suds are just awesome, right? The bubbles. So let's see.
So this would be more comparable to Blue Moon.
Yeah, so Blue Moon is a Belgian wheat.
Wheat.
Right?
Though,
Yeah, Belgian wheat, which is a white wheat. This one, it's made with wheat. It has to be 51% wheat if it's going to be called a Weissbier, right? So it has to be 51% wheat or more.
Wait, I thought they stopped using wheat, but now they're allowed to again? Or what?
So now I think they changed it to malt. Look it up. Jamie?
Wait,
just kidding.
Wait, so this one has wheat. This one's made with wheat, though.
Yeah, so
they stopped.
Hefe Weissbier, that's why it's a Weizen. It's made with wheat.
So, but they had that law where they're like, you can't use wheat, you have to use barley.
Yes.
And then they got rid of that law after they had enough wheat.
Well, I don't know when they got rid of it, but it's there was a point where it changed it to malt, where you use malt. So like, I don't know, does this one say it? I think the
Weizen beers are made with at least 50% wheat malt.
Yeah. So this one has wheat. So there's a point where it was breweries were only allowed to use barley, and then I guess after there was enough production of wheat, they allowed that. So there's a lot of that law has been changed and tweaked over the years. Like we said, they added yeast once they found out that there was yeast in the beer. They just thought it was like a magic stick. Like it was just like, we make this concoction, it gets us drunk. It's like, oh dude, like if there's this other ingredient called yeast, right? They didn't know. And plus, so just in 2015, so that's how recent it is. That's how recent it is. But this one, and this is, I think, I don't think this is their original. I think they have an original, and it's a Helles style beer, and that one's made with barley. But yeah.
Hey, last podcast we forgot to actually rate the beers.
That's true. We didn't even rate the Hofbrau right now.
We didn't rate that one, yeah.
Well, we also have the other ones. Well, what do you want to do? You want to rate these first, or what do you want to do?
Fuck. I say we rate the other one real quick. Because we haven't tasted this one yet.
Okay, sounds good. So the other ones, the Belgian one, like a 9.5, dude.
The Belgian one
Carmelite?
for me? Yeah, the Carmelite. Oh. That one was like I'd say like a 7.5, maybe 8.
Really? Yeah. And it's weird.
It was really good, but it had certain... There was like a sweetness or something to it that I wasn't a big fan of.
I'm thinking it's the esters again, that cologne.
You know what?
smell.
I'm going to say 8 for the Carmelite. And then for the other one... What was the other one?
The other one I would give like a 7.5. Like it was good.
What was
it was also a Belgian
it was a Fat
style beer.
Tire Tripel.
Yeah, but it was Fat Tire, and I was like,
That one was
this is
good
great.
too. I'd say a 7 on that one.
Yeah, I think a 7.5. I think we have to try them again. But the Carmelite was, I think, excellent style beer. I would love to know which beer your brother was saying where you buy one case a lifetime and you got to get raffled.
It's Purdue.
Purdue.
Paydu. No, it's not Paydu. I'm sorry. Paydu's a new one. That one, he did say which one that one was. He said it's the best beer in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, wow. And again, the structure's just such a strict and rigid way of like even selling the beer, the production of the beer, the laws of the beer. Like it's crazy. And then these are like the Bavarian style. What happens when you go to Cologne, Germany? What type of beers are from there, and what are you allowed to sell or not sell? The northern part of Germany, what are you allowed to sell, not sell? Mm-hmm. But yeah.
All right, so let's rate the one we just had. Which one was that one? The HR or HB or whatever?
Yeah, the Hofbrau.
Hofbrau.
Give that one like an 8.
Yeah?
Yeah, 8.5.
I think I'm with you on that. I don't know. I think I might have liked the Lagerado more, which is kind of jacked up.
Because it's fruity. Right? Like that's more of those types of hops that they use like Americans, we use a lot of fruity stuff. And I think in the area that we live in the desert, I mean, I can't tell you what you like or don't like, right? But like,
No, go
I
ahead.
also like fruitier stuff. I know, right? Go ahead. Tell me what I should like, Ricky. But yeah, no, I see like sometimes I lean to fruitier beers, but I think like me, I look at tradition in that one, and that's like just such a good beer. Like it's not fruity. It's like it's nutty.
It was good. I don't remember what I gave the Lagerado.
Oh, we can look it back.
Yeah, we'll have to look back, but I think it's maybe similar. I might have liked the Lagerado more. So it's kind of weird because, I don't know. All right, should we go with this one then?
Yeah, let's do it.
Next.
Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa. That's got some good flavors.
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a cleaner. I'm not a big fan of Hefeweizens, but that's like a better Hef. I like it. It's not too crazy.
No. It was just the after flavor. It's also nutty, actually. It had a little bit of nuttiness to it.
You think so? I smell like in this one. Kind of lost it.
No, that's a good flavor.
There's like the clove banana, a little bit of bubble gum. I've had some that like smell.
Wow,
like
because you're
bubblegum.
saying all these things, I'm tasting that now.
Yeah. Oh, should I shut up?
No, go ahead. Keep going.
It's like
It's good. It's good. It's not like, oh, I taste bubblegum. It's so subtle. It's not like it tastes like bubblegum. It's that there's just like these tones that are in there.
yeah, and then it's clean. So you have all these crazy esters. It's just clean. Hardly any hops. I really don't taste a hoppy.
No.
You know, it's like a bitterness, but just because it needs some bitterness.
I don't know if I taste any bitterness.
Like maybe if anything, just to kind of balance it out, but you can't taste it.
That's good.
Yeah. Weihenstephaner. And this one also, like I told you, they make a Helles, they make a Bach. And we can try those like later, but yeah, I think the Germans do a really, really good job. I guess when Joseph was here, it's just like I had like, I guess the commercial Belgian beer. Like these are commercial German.
Yeah.
You know, we can get into some crazy German beers. But like the commercial Belgian beer isn't too good, but that Carmelite was like, wow. I was very
was
impressed with it. Yeah. Well, I think it's because those styles, like the ones I've had, they're not good. But if you get somebody that does it well, right, and you like it, it's like, wow. But yeah. So this is a Hef. And try the Hef at my brewery. Like, I think my Hef is okay. Nothing like that. This is an excellent Hef.
I want to go try yours now, and because I have
Try
something
it.
to compare it to. I never thought Hefeweizers were like wheat beers.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of Blue Moon. I gave that one a 9. The Blue Moon, the Happy Camper, and the... What did we drink with the Happy Camper?
We're eating Cheetos. Just kidding.
No, that was the
Dos
Dos Equis. No, we drank the Happy Camper, and then we drank the...
We drank that pack.
The Odell.
The Odell. We had a
IPA.
pack of Odell.
But I think the Blue Moon and the Happy Camper, I already knew those were like my favorite beers, but still I think those are my favorite that we've had so far. This one's up there though.
Yeah. And again, it might be your style. You're like, you know what, I like
sure.
hop, I like IPAs and
It's
stuff.
a fact, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone all over the place. More and more now, like I'll go for a Hofbrau. Like I like a lighter, just kind of bitter, lighter beer.
So I've stuck with IPAs the most, and it's probably because I don't drink them that often. Like, we drank an IPA. I went out to dinner with Sheila, and we had IPAs, and it was delicious. But most of the time, like if I go to your brewery, don't get an IPA. If we go to a bar, there's probably not Happy Camper. There might be Voodoo Ranger, like Toro Burger has Voodoo Ranger. That's the one I'll get if I go there. But most of the time, that's not what I have stocked. I have like Modelo Negra.
Yeah,
It's like my that's one of my go-tos. Dos Equis is another one.
like if I go out to eat, I know people say you can pair beer. You can pair anything with anything, but to me, it's like, dude, I'm just gonna order
Water.
or whatever beer. No, yeah, I'll order. Hey, you know, I'll take a Kona Big Wave, or I'll take a Shiner Bock or something, because it's like,
Shiner's another go-to.
Yeah.
Shiner's good.
you know.
It's like a beer that's not. Yeah, it's a good beer. Shiner Bock's good. But I noticed, like, I've gone through my phases of like different beers. I went through the box, ambers and box, or amber bock, whatever, like all the different ones that are like that. What's the other one? The stouts. I thought I was gonna love stouts forever. I grew out of them.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. I loved stouts. The left-handed milk stout is still one of my favorite beers, though. I think, you know what I think has happened? I think I like stouts, and then I found like the best one, which is left-handed milk stout is my favorite. And all the other stouts are okay. But if you give me that one, I'm going to enjoy it. And then IPAs are similar. Like, you give me Happy Camper or Voodoo Ranger, and the other ones, they're okay, but those two are like really good. And then you have your wheat beers, and I think Blue Moon's my favorite wheat beer.
I think we should, because like if we need to delve more into it. Because like, for example, Left Hand, it's a bigger company and everything. We can try those. But there's some like companies that do stouts like that, like a bourbon aged stout. Or like, have you had like the aged stuff?
I don't know.
You know, we're in winter. I think that's next.
Yeah.
But that one, you got to drink like wine. Like, they tend to be higher alcohol. You know what I mean? Like,
We'll just sip it.
Yeah. Or no, I'll give you a whole bottle. They tend to. I don't know what we but they're, and like, I do like left-handed. I like their peanut butter stouts. I like stouts is like something I kind of deviate away from. Even like the bourbon aged stuff. A lot of craft brewers are like, oh, we love or craft drinking people are like, hey, I want this stout that's aged in these barrels. I just kind of got away from that. I got into lighter beer, but I'm down to do some of those next if you want to. But
well, these don't have that crisp that you like, but you like this
no,
beer.
yeah, but it's like a soft carbonation, and they're a little bit sweet.
There's a little sweetness to it.
It's
Yeah.
a little bit sweet. Like, what would you rate this?
The more I drink it, the more I like it.
This one, yeah.
But this one is, whoa, you cannot see through this one at all.
You can, yeah.
Can you see your finger through it?
I can just see like a shadow.
Barely even a shadow, yeah. Wow, so this is super hazy. Yeah. This is a hard one.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like 8 or 9 for sure.
Really?
Yeah. You? Well, 9, 10.
I'd give it like a 6.
Which one did you give a 10 to? We gave one. We get a 6?
A 6. But it's because I'm not a big fan of Hefs. Like I don't like bananas. I think that's I'm eating and I'm like, I appreciate.
But there's not banana in here.
There's not, but it kind of gives me a little bit of a banana flavor. It's kind of sweet, you know, a little bit, and it's just like, but it's good. Like, would I drink it again? Yeah, and I appreciate the history of it. But like, this company also, they make a type of fest beer, Oktoberfest. I like it, and their Helles is really good. But this is the one they're known for.
I'm gonna give this an 8.
An 8? Oh, if you gave her a 9, give her a 9.
I said 8 or 9. I feel weird rating it low. Like, it's this is the oldest beer, the oldest brewery that we've had from a beer from.
Yeah, and again, it's like there is an objectivity to beer. I've heard people say beer's objective. I'm like, no, like, because objectively something can be the best beer in the world, but if you don't like it, you don't like it. Don't like be like, this is.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you're an it. Like, it's like, you know what? If you just don't like,
right.
You know what I mean? And if you do like something, you like it. Like, I mean, that's what I mean. There is subjectiveness to it. I like to think of it like chess. Like, right, in chess, there's moves, and the knight has to go a certain way, the queen has to go a certain way, but there's a boundary. But within those boundaries, the game can be beautiful.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's how this is.
Yeah.
They had boundaries and they had to make it a certain way.
Yeah, they have, yeah. And
like, it's impressive that they got all those flavors in here. That's impressive.
I think it would be interesting to see how the yeast colonies, like how they found out, oh, this is the Hefe yeast that gives us this flavor, and how they figured that out, because it was so new. I mean, microscopes and all that stuff. How do you harvest that yeast? How does it look? That you're like, oh, that's the guy that gives me that flavor. Like, how did these people find that out? You know?
What did you give the other one? The HB?
I gave that one, I think it was an 8 right now.
You like that one more than this one?
Yeah,
really?
I like that one more. But I like those like lagers. I like the ones that I taste the bubbliness.
Yeah.
I guess that's another thing. This one is softer.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, that's why I like mineral waters too. I like it when it like almost hurts your
Burns.
throat and you're like, oh, it's good freaking beer, you know? And but yeah, and see, that's the thing. It's like this one, I guess I'm rating it more off of texture, a little bit of taste. But like overall, I do appreciate the beer for sure. I think it is a very good beer, and its style, it's not my favorite style of beer. Like, you know what I do like? I've had a Crystal Weissens. So Crystal Weissens, they're Hefen Weissens, but they make them clear. They're like Hefs, but they're very, very clear.
What?
A
Okay.
Crystal Weizen. I think they just let them age longer.
Looks
in
like a
tank. I don't know.
lager.
Yeah, I don't know what they do with it, or maybe it could be like the type of yeast they use instead of using Hef yeast.
Mm-hmm.
Like those to me are very, very. I love those. You know, those are really good, and they're kind of rare to find. But yeah, it is very good. It's just not my favorite style. That's it.
Yeah.
You know? It's not my favorite
no,
style.
I mean, I do like Blue Moon a lot. I think I like Blue Moon well, I do. I like Blue Moon more, which is kind of weird to say. I feel like bad saying that.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like, because we're talking about the Belgian beers and like it's part of their culture and all this stuff. And it tripped me out because what would we compare those Belgian beers to?
That's why it's like it's unique.
It's unique, huh?
Yeah,
Tripel.
it's unique. And then see that
But it's also wheat, right? The Tripels are also wheat.
I don't remember. Did it say that on the bottle?
I don't know. I met this guy the first time I heard of Tripels. He gave me some. I tasted it. I was like, this is really good. And he's all, yeah, it's like a Blue Moon, but better. And so I always thought they were like wheat beers. But Joseph said there's a bunch of different types of Tripels.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Like, I think last time I said 1,700 styles. There's over 1,500 styles,
Okay.
which is still a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot. And then with this, it's like with Germany, I guess I understand it a little bit more. Like Bavarian is like southeastern Germany, right? And then you can go into Cologne where there's Kolsch styles. And Belgium is there's the same thing where you have different states or areas where the beer is different. You know, I don't know. I don't know that much about Belgian beer.
No, we'll have to go.
Yeah. Tax deduction.
Tax deduction.
For YouTube. For our YouTube.
This one's pretty good. Well, what I was saying was it's just weird, like, we're talking about how Germany and Belgium both have, like, beer infused in their culture. And then you have, like, the Fat Tire that made a similar Tripel. And even Joseph was like, this one tastes eerily similar. And it's, it's not like this ancient brewery. It's just Fat Tire.
Well, I think it's because now we have the technology and we have the history that we can say, you know what?
So we're like
I want to
China.
imitate that beer. I can imitate it.
We're like China.
You think so?
You just copy whatever other people do. Like,
Yeah, but do we export to other countries?
yes.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, but it's weird to think about. I'm pretty sure it has to do with palates also. I'm pretty sure we should do a blind taste test with some German people. We'll give them Blue Moon and give them this one.
And see what's up.
See what-
Actually, I had a couple come in from Germany the other day.
Really?
Yeah, because there are beers and stuff. And they gave me steins from like the breweries in their hometowns.
They gave them to you?
They gave them to me.
That's
They were
cool.
like, hey, we saw your Instagram and Facebook. We thought you were pretty cool. And this is a stein where I'm from. And this is a stein where I met my husband. And it was like, I was like, oh, shoot, that's pretty cool. I know.
Oh, that's cool.
I
yeah.
could probably bring them by. But yeah, no, just like the areas that they're from and everything in Germany, they're more particular. Like the Czech Republic too is one of those, right? Like there's a malt named Pilsen malt. So from Pilsner from the part of the Czech Republic, and also I think Budweiser, where the guy Budweiser's from, or his last name or whatever. And he's from there, and so there's a lot of culture there and in Austria for beer specifically.
Yeah, I give this one an 8. I like that it's 5.4%. I like that it tastes good. It has a good flavor.
And it's hazy. It seems like you like hazy
I
stuff.
love hazy beers, yeah.
Hazy. So,
Yeah. I mean, I do like Rolling Rock also. That's when we were drinking the other one. That's kind of what I was comparing it to. I think in what I remember. And then the Lagerado. But the Lagerado was really good. I was surprised how good that one was.
Lagerado.
Yeah.
So I guess we should try, I don't know, what do you want to try next?
We could do the blind taste test with the domestics.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's what we said,
With a
right?
straw?
Oh, no!
How are we going to blind taste it?
I think we should cover the cans. Like, should we get cans or bottles?
No, you know what? We should have the same cup. Pour it, like we'll have Sheila, she pours it, mixes it, and then she knows which ones is which from the bottom. And then we taste it and we got to guess.
Out
what
of
it
like
is.
plastic cups?
It could be plastic or glass cups.
I was thinking okay.
I think that's better because with the can, you can kind of tell what the size is sometimes or the bottle, you know?
All right.
And just see what it is. You know what? At Dollar Tree, they sell glass cups for $1.25. So
Okay.
I'll buy 8 of them if we're gonna try 4 different ones. And let's see
What do we want to try?
I don't
So
know.
we're gonna do
Which
Bud
one
Light,
is it?
Coors,
Bud Light, Coors,
Miller.
and let's see, Coors, Miller, Bud Light.
Oh, I don't like Pabst Blue Ribbon, but we could try Pabst.
That one technically is not bought by InBev. Did you know that?
No.
It's domestic, but yeah, I don't think so. Can you check that, Sheila? I don't think it's bought by InBev. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Would you look up Pabst Blue Ribbon? She's watching a show.
What are you watching?
Thanks, Jamie. Just kidding. She's
What's-
watching. She watches. What do you watch?
Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy.
What am I looking up?
Oh,
If Pabst Blue Ribbon is owned by
InBev.
InBev,
I'm trying to think. Ultra.
Michelob.
Michelob Ultra.
Okay.
We'll do Michelob Ultra, Bud Light, Coors Light, and Miller. Miller Light.
Miller Lite.
What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, sounds good.
I remember liking Coors Light the most out of all those.
I like Ultra.
Ultra's good.
Yeah, Ultra and Coors.
Yeah.
Bud Light I haven't had in a long time.
We could do Natural Light too. Should we do 5 different ones?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Natural Light also. This one we're gonna have to put we're gonna have to have a flavor stopper, like ginger or I don't know what.
We can smell coffee and let's see. We'll research it. We'll see which one is
How to clear our palate. I know ginger.
We're going from like the oldest brewery to like let's drink some crap
shittiest
beer
beer.
from 50 years ago.
Just that it's owned by Blue Ribbon Partners.
Yeah, see, so it's not an InBev. So InBev is like the big companies and they buy out breweries and stuff.
Thank you guys for joining us in this Hoppy Talk episode.
Cheers, y'all. Take care.